didn't buy a base model. You did your research. You know what this truck is capable of. And right now, while you're sitting there, Ford's factory default settings are quietly working against everything you paid for. Not in a way that throws a code, not in a way that shows up on your dash, in a way that compounds over 40,000, 60,000, 80,000 miles until a shop hands you an invoice that makes no sense for a truck you've been careful with. There's a reason your dealer never mentioned any of this. Fixing it costs Ford nothing and saves you thousands. That math doesn't work in their favor. Today we're going through 5 factory default settings actively shortening the life of your F-150. For each one, you're getting the exact FORScan PID, the exact value to change, and what it's costing you in real dollars if you leave it alone. You need a FORScan license, an OBD Link EX cable, about $50, and a laptop. No dealership, no labor bill, just you taking control of a truck you already own. Setting 1. Auto Start-Stop. Ford markets this as a fuel economy feature. Every time you brake to a stop, the engine shuts off. Light goes green, engine cranks back, moves the EPA numbers. That's the pitch. Here's what they don't put in the brochure. Your starter motor is engineered for a specific number of engagement cycles. Normal daily driving, cold start in the morning, shut down when you park, maybe 5 cycles a day. With Auto Start-Stop running in city traffic, that same starter sees 40 to 60 engagement cycles before you pull into your driveway. Every single one spins the starter drive gear against the flywheel ring gear. Every single one is where the component was never designed to absorb. At 60,000 miles with Auto Start-Stop running stock, your starter has accumulated wear that corresponds to 200,000 miles of normal use. It doesn't announce itself. It works fine until the morning it doesn't. Cold parking lot, dark, 40 minutes from home. Starter replacement on an F-150 runs $1,200 with labor. The FORScan fix. Connect to the BCM. Find the parameter labeled Auto Start-Stop default state. Factory value is 01. Enabled. Change it to 00. This sets the default to off every time you start the truck. The system still exists. Ford's lawyers are happy, but it will never activate again unless you manually turn it on, which you won't. Setting 2. Default shift mapping. Ford programs the transmission's normal mode shift map for one audience, the EPA test cycle. That means in normal mode, your 10-speed is trying to climb from 1st to 4th before the truck has fully accelerated. Torque demand is high, vehicle speed is still low, and the transmission is completing gear changes before hydraulic pressure has stabilized. What you're creating every single time is a long apply. Instead of a crisp, hydraulically solid engagement, the clutch packs slide against each other for a fraction of a second longer than they should. Slide equals friction. Friction equals heat. Heat equals glazed clutch packs. Glazed clutch packs mean a transmission that starts slipping. The FORScan fix. Go into the PCM. Find the transmission shift schedule aggressiveness parameter. Increase the value to raise the RPM threshold before upshifts attempt. The shifts feel slightly firmer. That's not a problem. A firm shift is a healthy shift. A soft shift is a dying shift. Setting 3. Cooling fan engagement threshold. Ford's factory fan threshold is calibrated conservatively. Less fan, better fuel economy numbers. At highway speed with airflow through the grill, that's fine. The problem is low-speed operation, stop-and-go traffic, towing at 35 miles an hour, working the truck in a lot. In those conditions, airflow through the grill is minimal, and the engine is generating serious heat. With the factory threshold set where it is, your coolant temperature climbs into the upper range before the fan responds aggressively enough to pull it back down. Most owners don't realize that sustained high coolant temps, even temps that never trigger an overheat code, are slowly damaging EcoBoost head gaskets, cooling seals, and the plastic in the cooling circuit. The 3.5 EcoBoost runs hot. The factory calibration is not protecting you. The FORScan fix. In the PCM, find the fan engagement temperature threshold. Factory value triggers aggressive fan engagement around 223 to 226 degrees. Drop it to 210 to 215. The fan comes up earlier before temps climb into the damage range. You'll hear it more in traffic. That sound is the cooling system doing its job. The alternative is a head gasket repair starting at $3,000. Setting 4. DRL brightness and battery draw. Ford's factory daytime running lights are set to full intensity. Nobody is arguing against DRLS. The problem is the continuous amperage draw at full brightness, which puts a constant elevated load on your alternator every time the truck moves in daylight. The harder your alternator works, the more heat it generates. The more heat, the faster the brushes and rectifier wear. Alternator replacement runs $400 to $700. But more immediately, that constant elevated draw is one of the leading reasons F-150 owners see premature battery drain symptoms. The battery never gets a clean rest cycle because the system is always pulling more than it needs to. The FORScan fix. Go into the BCM, find the DRL duty cycle or daytime running lamps intensity parameter. Factory value is near 100%. Drop it to 70%. Fully visible, fully legal, fully functional, but with meaningfully less continuous draw on your charging system. Your alternator runs cooler. Your battery charges more completely. One of the invisible slow bleeds gone. Setting 5, idle RPM and EcoBoost carbon buildup. This is the most expensive one on the list and the one that catches EcoBoost owners completely off guard. Ford's factory idle on the 2.7 and 3.5 EcoBoost sits at 550 to 600 RPM warm. Ford calibrates it low for NVH reasons. A lower idle is quieter, feels refined, impresses buyers at dealerships. That's what Ford optimizes for. Here's the problem specific to direct injection engines. The EcoBoost injects fuel directly into the cylinder, which means fuel never touches the back of the intake valves. The only thing that does is oily crankcase vapor from the PCV system. At low idle RPMs, airflow velocity through the intake is too weak to carry those vapors through cleanly. They settle on the valve stems and bake. Over 40,000 to 50,000 miles at 550 RPM, you build up carbon deposits thick enough to visibly restrict airflow, cause misfires under load, and make the engine feel like it lost 10 horsepower overnight. The fix is walnut blasting the intake valves, $400 to $700 at a shop that knows EcoBoosts. On a stock calibrated truck, it becomes a scheduled maintenance item every 50,000 miles. The FORScan fix. In the PCM, find the base idle RPM or idle speed target parameter. Factory value is 550 to 600 warm. Raise it to 650 to 700. That additional 100 RPM increases intake airflow velocity enough to carry PCV vapors through instead of letting them settle. Owners running the corrected idle target are seeing significantly less buildup at 50,000 miles than stock trucks at the same mileage. Less buildup means no walnut blast. No walnut blast means $600 stays in your pocket every 50,000 miles for the life of the truck. A $50 cable and a FORScan subscription is the cheapest insurance policy your F-150 has. The 5 settings we just covered are responsible for $1,200 in starter replacement, $600 every 50,000 miles in carbon cleaning, premature clutch pack wear and a transmission that costs $7,000 to rebuild, early alternator failure, and a cooling system running hotter than it needs to every time you sit in traffic. Ford configured these settings to hit EPA numbers, keep showroom noise levels low, and make sure the warranty window closes before the repair bills start. That's not malicious. It's just not the same as configuring a truck for someone who plans to own it for 200,000 miles. You are that person. Configure it accordingly. Back up your as-built data before you touch anything. Every change here is reversible in under 5 minutes if you ever need factory spec for a dealer visit. There is no downside. There is only a truck running the way it should have left the factory. Comment your year, engine, and mileage below. If you've already made any of these changes, tell me what you're seeing. We're building the real-world data here because Ford sure isn't publishing it. If this saved you a trip to the service desk, hit subscribe. We're here every week with the fixes the manufacturers quietly hope you never find. Keep those settings locked in and your money where it belongs. See you in the next one.